In this video, I'm going to show you the best bass headphones you can get at every price range. No matter your budget, I will help you find the best pick for your needs. Let's go. First, we are going to take a look at the best options in the under $100 range. First, we have the Skullcandy Crusher ANC2, and let me tell you, the adjustable sensory bass on these is absolutely on another level, feeling like you have actual subwoofers strapped directly to your head. While it delivers a physical punch that neither the Anker nor the Razer can fully replicate for music, the overall sound clarity can get a bit muddy when you crank that bass slider up, and the active noise cancellation is just okay for the price. These are not for audio purists. They are pure, vibrating fun for anyone who wants to literally feel their music in the most extreme way imaginable. Next, we have the Anker Soundcore Life Q30, which swaps the head-rattling haptics of the Skullcandy for a more traditional, but still very powerful and deep low-end boom. What really sets these apart is the fantastic application control that lets you use an equalizer to get that perfect bass without overpowering the mids and highs. Plus, the active noise cancellation is surprisingly much better than the Crushers. They might feel a little more plastic in the hand compared to the others, but with their massive battery life and versatile performance, they are easily the best all-around package if you want more than just intense bass. Finally, we have the Razer Kraken V3 Pro, a gaming headset that brings its own haptic feedback called HyperSense to the competition. The haptic bass here feels a bit more precise and detailed than the Skullcandy's all-out assault, making it incredible for feeling explosions and in-game effects, but it's noticeably less intense for just listening to music. You're also getting a great detachable microphone and excellent THX spatial audio for positional awareness in games, but if you are not a gamer, the Soundcore's more balanced sound profile and better noise cancellation make it a much better choice for daily use. Next, we are going to take a look at the best options in the $100 to $200 range. First, we have the Sony WH-XB910N. The extra bass in their name is not just for marketing. These headphones deliver a deep, powerful low end that really rumbles, making them a fantastic choice for electronic dance music and modern hip-hop. I also appreciate that for this price, you get solid active noise cancellation and around 30 hours of battery life, which are features the other two on this list simply do not have. However, that powerful bass can sometimes bleed into the other frequencies and sound a bit muddy out of the box, so you will want to use the companion app to tune the equalizer for a clearer sound. Next, we have the Skullcandy Crusher Evo Wireless. These are an entirely unique experience because of the adjustable sensory bass slider, which uses haptic drivers to create physical vibrations that sync with the low frequencies for a really intense feeling. While this haptic feedback is incredibly fun and immersive for movies and some bass-heavy tracks, turning the slider up too high can completely overwhelm the music and sacrifice all audio clarity for raw, head-rattling vibration. Compared to the other two, these are purely for entertainment and fun, offering a physical bass sensation rather than the audio-focused punch of the Sony or the precision of the Beyerdynamic. Finally, we have the Beyerdynamic DT 770 PRO. As a classic wired studio headphone, this model offers a completely different approach to bass. It is incredibly precise, tight, and detailed, allowing you to hear the texture and layers within a bass line rather than just a big boomy impact. The major downside for casual use is that they are wired, so you lose the freedom of a wireless connection, and the bass is accurate, not boosted, so it lacks that club-like feel you get from the Sony. If you are a creator or a critical listener who values comfort and wants to hear bass exactly as it was mixed without the artificial punch of the Sony or the vibration of the Skullcandy, these are built to last and deliver incredible clarity. Next, we are going to take a look at the best options in the $200 to $300 range. First, we have the Audeze Maxwell Wireless. These use huge 90mm planar magnetic drivers, which deliver a super clean and deep bass that reaches way down into the sub-bass frequencies without any muddiness. Compared to something like the Meze, the bass here is less about a warm punch and more about tight control, and you can boost it into an absolute monster using the built-in equalizer without it sounding bad. They're quite heavy on the head due to those massive drivers and magnets, but the low latency wireless and insane battery life make them perfect for both gaming and music where you want that incredibly detailed low-end rumble. Next, we have the Meze 99 Classics. These are all about a warm, rich bass that feels incredibly musical and full thanks to the 40mm dynamic drivers and those beautiful walnut wood ear cups that add a natural resonance. The mid-bass has a definite boost that gives kick drums a nice thump, which is more prominent than the Maxwell's clinical feel, though some might find it slightly bleeds into the lower mid-range. If you listen to a lot of rock, soul, or older hip-hop, and want a fun, non-fatiguing bass you can enjoy for hours, these are fantastic, but they won't have the hard-hitting slam of the V-MODAs. Finally, we have the V-MODA Crossfade M-100 Master. These headphones are legendary for a reason, delivering a powerful and aggressive bass with their 50mm dual diaphragm drivers that makes you feel like you are right in the middle of a club. This master version tightens up the low end compared to older V-MODAs, so you get less boom and more punch, which is a big contrast to the warmer, more relaxed bass of the Meze 99 Classics. While they are built like a tank and are perfect for electronic dance music and modern pop, the sheer force of the bass might be a bit much for other genres and isn't as detailed or textured as what you find in the Audeze Maxwell. Next, we're going to take a look at the best options in the $300 to $500 range. First, we have the Campfire Audio Cascade. These are an absolute bass cannon for anyone who wants a wired dedicated listening experience using a massive 42mm beryllium driver to deliver a low end that you can feel in your bones. The sheer quantity of bass is incredible and slams hard with genres like electronic dance music or hip-hop. However, this power can sometimes spill over and make the mid-range sound a bit distant. Compared to the wireless options, the Cascade's bass is way more raw and visceral, but you do give up modern conveniences like active noise cancellation and Bluetooth for that pure, unadulterated power. Next, we have the Sony WH-1000XM5. I found these to have a really satisfying and punchy bass right out of the box, which works great with pretty much any genre you throw at it, all while having some of the best active noise cancellation on the market. The real magic here is in the app, where the clear bass slider lets you crank the low end to ridiculously fun levels without it sounding muddy or distorted, which gives you complete control. Its bass is much more customizable than the Cascades and often feels a little boomier by default than the Sennheisers, making it the perfect all-rounder if you love to tweak your sound. Finally, we have the Sennheiser Momentum 4 Wireless. These headphones offer what I would call a more refined and tight bass, powered by its 42mm drivers that really focus on the texture and detail in the low frequencies. While it absolutely delivers a powerful thump when a song calls for it, the bass always feels very controlled and clean, so you never lose the clarity in vocals or instruments. The Momentum 4 strikes a fantastic middle ground. It does not have the overwhelming slam of the Cascade, but its bass feels more natural and detailed than the Sony's, making it a superb choice for a balanced yet very strong low end. Next, we are going to take a look at the best options in the over $500 range. First, we have the Fostex TH900mk2. This headphone is a legendary bass cannon using a 50mm dynamic driver with a massive 1.5 Tesla magnetic circuit to deliver a physical, subwoofer-like slam that you literally feel in your bones. Compared to the other two, its low-end power can feel a bit untamed, sometimes overshadowing the mid-range, which makes it less of an all-rounder. If you are a pure bass enthusiast who wants an unapologetically fun, hard-hitting experience with a deep rumble all the way down to 5 Hz, this is an absolute beast that prioritizes raw power over perfect technical skill. Next, we have the Audeze LCD-X. This takes a completely different path with its huge 106mm planar magnetic drivers, creating some of the most textured, detailed, and incredibly fast low end I've ever heard. While the bass extends very deep with flawless clarity, it completely lacks the visceral punch and slam of the Fostex, making it feel more analytical and less like a party on your head. This is the headphone for the listener who wants to dissect every single detail in a bass line, valuing technical precision, speed, and clean sub-bass extension above all-out impact. Finally, we have the Denon AH-D5200. I like to think of this as the perfect middle ground, using its 50mm free-edge drivers in beautiful zebrawood cups to produce a bass that is both powerful and enjoyably warm without being over a top. It has significantly more mid-bass punch than the Audeze, but it's far more controlled and polite than the Fostex, which means the bass rarely gets in the way of vocals and other instruments. So if you want a headphone that delivers a heavy dose of fun, impactful bass, but you still want a good sense of balance for all kinds of music, the Denon is probably the most versatile and well-rounded choice of the three. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you found this video to be helpful, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future.